Let's go to the independent Senator Jacqui Lambie now. Senator, good to see you. Thanks for your time as always. So when it comes to Pfizer and this deal with our government, everything works perfectly in hindsight. But should the Health Minister have just met up with Pfizer earlier, even though it was just in a trial phase at the time?
I find this really disappointing. He really needs to man up. If you don't get something right, then come out and admit you got it wrong. But yesterday it seemed it was Labor's fault that they were drilling into him. And then this morning it's Brendan Murphy's fault. So we are making our way slowly up to the chain of command, mate. So that's a good thing, I suppose. But really, honestly, as a politician and as a minister, if you didn't do the right thing and you should have got in early because you were sleepy at the wheel, then come out and be honest with the Australian people.
Is it sleepy? Is it complacency, or is it a bit worse than that?
Oh, I'd just say it's incompetence. The whole bloody house up there is full of it, mate. So, I just find it really sad. You are the minister. You are the last sentry at the gate. Take responsibilities for your lack of actions and come out and apologise to the Australian people and say, I got this wrong. I think this has just been a whole debacle right from the beginning when it's come to the vaccines. There's no doubt about that. We're all seeing that. It's in our faces. That's why we're spending so much time in lockdown. It's great, like you said, in hindsight. It would be wonderful to know what we look like these days if we were up close to 80% vaccinated and we were slow off the mark, and that's the truth of the matter.
Is it fair enough to say, though, as a defence, well, we were locking in AstraZeneca and there is capacity to produce that here in Australia. We were really hopeful on a local trial at the University of Queensland, which unfortunately didn't happen. So there were a couple of unlucky breaks along the way. So can that be used as a defence, as a fair enough defence?
I don't think so, not over health conditions like this. There were plenty of options on the table, and it seemed to me that they could only do one or two things at once. I don't know how they were brought up, but yeah. I was brought up, you should never put all your eggs in one basket, mate. I would have thought we'd learnt that from doing that with China, but now we're doing it with our vaccines as well and the health of Australians. Okay. So that is really worrying. All
right. New South Wales, Senator, it's moving towards a Freedom Day once 70% double vaccination is achieved. Tassie is pushing more towards 90%, so there's still some way to go on that front. So do you believe, with those percentages compared, that New South Wales is moving a bit too fast?
Yeah, I do. First of all, Tassie's doing a great job, and I think you'll find most people are signing on, and certainly we will get to that 90%. There's no doubt about that. We have a lot of elderly down here. It is a bit worrying that, if they do get that spread, she can open up all she likes, but her people won't be able to move around the rest of the states and the borders. And I am terribly worried about our public health system, not just here in Tasmania, but also New South Wales. We're hearing that they're overloaded. If those cases get worse, more in ICU, that's really going to put the pressure on our on those nurses and doctors and medical professionals out there, and that's really, can New South Wales cope with that? So it'll be very, very interesting. We're all watching them, I can assure you, but it is rather worrying.